You are welcome here. 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 You are welcome here.
Thank you, and welcome to the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose. It is great to see you all here today, and thank you so much for joining us at our Cathedral of Kindness. Let's turn it over to this person here, Jennifer.
Don't worry, I do that I have 3 boys, and it's kind of, you just have to rattle through all the names. It works. Yeah. What's in a name? Everything. So today we have Tina in the house. She's going to be singing today. It's always exciting and wonderful. And Bonnie's going to talk to Reverend Jean about the Enneagram. And so it turns out I'm a 5.
Oh, yes, you are.
But because I'm a 5, I know I can answer the questions different if I want to be something different on a different day.
What?
I'm sure Jean will explain that to everybody. Maybe not. Yeah. All right, well, we're just really glad you're here. And I know that the next hour is going to be enlightening and joyful and fun. And I will see you all later.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks. We're going to hear from Bill Hadris, who is one of our youth and family folks. You want to bring the kids down?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. Any kids coming? Oh, you guys want to come join me? Penny, Eva, did you want to come down? No? Okay. No worries.
That's all right.
So, who's heard of the Global Positioning System, or GPS, right? Yep. I use it all the time. Tells me, well, there's an app on my phone that tells me which way I need to go when I need to get somewhere. So what happens on my GPS if I put in the wrong address? Or the street information in the app is wrong? Well, my trip becomes very interesting, right? To say the least. But did you know we have our own built-in GPS? It guides our mind and bodies. We can call it God's positioning system or our intuition. The part of us that knows what to do or where to go when our bodies and minds don't. So what happens when our inner GPS doesn't work correctly? We get frustrated, worried, sick, scared, or have many other negative experiences. So how can we listen, hear, or tune in to our own GPS? Any ideas? All right, I'll give you some. Well, some people meditate. Some people exercise, maybe walking, biking, running, yoga, tapping, pressure points, massage, chanting, and the list goes on and on. Here, we use spiritual mind treatment or prayer. We declare our word into the universal law and open our consciousness to the truth of who we are. So with that, I invite you to repeat after me. I am guided by the infinite. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
We'll have some prayer from Reverend Susan Burrell.
I invite all the practitioners and ministers to please stand and join in the sacred space of that holy oneness within us. And just breathing into that sacred I am presence that is the GPS of each and every one of us. I know for each and every one who's shown up here today, whether it's in the sanctuary or on the Facebook Zooming thing, I know that we are all guided within to that I am presence that is love, that is peace, that is joy, that is tranquility. And I know that this day has already been sanctified with love, in love, as each of us raise our vibration within to be that love that is always present, even in the darkness. And so knowing that this time together is sacred and holy, I know that whatever needs to be heard will be heard for our inner illumination, for our inner guidance, for our inner clarity. And I know that we just celebrate and soak up the source of pure spirit in every breath, with every thought and action. So knowing this is true, I say thank you, Spirit, thank you, God, and with humility and gratitude, I release this word into that sacred law of love, knowing it is already so before the word was spoken. And together we say, and so it is.
And so we rest in that moment. We rest in that moment of beautiful prayer that brought us to an awareness of the divine presence within. And then we go deeper and listen to the words of our sacred reading.
Creative Idea by Ernest Holmes. I see only the good. To be free from the bondage of fear, superstition, and anxiety, the mind must be riveted on freedom. The thought must be transcendent over bondage. If we do this, then we are brought out of the shadow of darkness into the light of the glorious freedom of the children of God that we are. If we would be free, the mind and heart must be open to the influx of divine intelligence. It is only from such spiritual enlightenment that we can gain the freedom we seek. Today, I am resolved to see only the good, God, and so it is.
And so in that spirit of only good, if there's anything tugging at your mind, anything that feels like a burden to your heart, just set it aside for a moment. Set it aside for an hour if you like. Leave it here if you want, so it's transmuted by prayer. We open ourselves to the greater yet to be, to the goodness of spirit. And that goodness starts with our remembrance of the truth of our nature, that we were made in the image and likeness of God, and that we are the I am presence, that presence that infuses all of creation. The I am that I am is who we are. And so today we remember that. We remember that for ourselves, and as we remember it for ourselves, since there is only one being here, we remember it for everybody, for all beings, for all objects, animate and inanimate. We remember that the I am presence abides within us, but also reaches out and embraces and infuses the entire cosmos. So let us abide in that mystery as we sing together, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I as we rest in the awareness of the I Am presence. Let it infuse our hearts, our minds, our bodies. And we breathe in deeply. And as we exhale, we open our eyes in love and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is.
Good morning. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will ever love and trust it in the Spirit freely live. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. I am learning. I am growing. I am patient. I am still. I am faithful. I am knowing as I listen to God's will. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. surrender. Surrender.
So, good to see you all here today. We're having a special Sunday today where we are introducing one of my colleagues and one of my friends, Reverend Jean Hoffman, who is a minister at CSL Granada Hills, right down the road a piece from us, and she's an expert on the Enneagram. So Reverend Jean, why don't you, she's cringing, why don't you come on up here, stop cringing, get on the stage, let's give her some love. Thank you. Okay. Jean, we are so excited that you're here, and I'm hoping that all of our tech works and like that. So before we start, I just want to kind of figure out where we are. How many of you know what the Enneagram is? Okay, so a bunch of you. Jean will explain more about what it is. Another quick question. If you do know what the Enneagram is, do you know what your number is? Okay, let's do a show of fingers. What number are you? Hold up your number. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, I see another 4 over there. Hello. Hi. Okay. So this will all make sense. Oh, there's another 4 back there. Okay. This will make sense in a moment. I forgot the balcony. Sorry, you guys. But anyhow, so, Jean, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for such a warm welcome.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. And can you all hear Jean okay? Questionable. Okay, so let's have you speak up a little.
I have a soft voice. Is that better?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. So, Jean, your first slide says that the Enneagram is 9 faces of God. Can you explain what that is?
Well, I think the music that we just heard was the best segue that I could ever have to explain that.
Yeah.
We see the world differently. And there are 9 basic groups, and all of us represent spirit. All of us represent God. So in some form, you're going to express through a certain number.
Right, right. And as I recall, one time when I was working in one of your classes, you said that all 9 faces are essential. And wouldn't it be fun to have like a board of trustees or whatnot to have all 9 faces? Really?
Yes, that's true. In fact, there'll be a slide coming up that shows that precisely, and you'll see the values that each strategy, we need all of them, and we've all got flaws. I'm going to show you all the good stuff today.
Okay.
But if you're interested in the Enneagram, you'll learn about blind spots and shadow work, and where to begin there with whatever strategy you claim is yours. Yeah. The other thing I would like to say about that, Reverend Bonnie, is that we don't assign numbers to anyone, although we figure out sometimes what you are. In fact, the phrase, "I've got your number," comes from the Enneagram.
Right, right. Yeah, so, you know, I think since some people have never heard of it, I didn't prepare you to do this, but I know you can. Can you say a little bit about, like, what it is just in general?
Yes. In fact, maybe we need to go to a different slide, Bonnie.
Second one?
I would just like to begin with this one, if I could.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
These are a couple of graphics I found online. One is Celtic, which we're all very familiar with Celtic work, and you'll see the Enneagram transposed on the back of that symbol. And the other one is a Sufi sand painting, and you'll see that so it's very, very old. It's very old information. It used to be taught word of mouth, student and teacher. But sometimes when it came to this country, and it was in the 70s when it came to this country, it became kind of a parlor game, you know. That's when "I've Got Your Number" came out. And So it's really important when we begin this work not to assign anybody any number. It's hard enough work to find out your own work. Very.
Really? We can't use it to change other people? Because that's my plan. That's why I had you here. Darn it. See, so she's showing all the good stuff. I'll show you all the bad stuff. Because fours can be a handful. No offense, fellow fours, but we can be a handful sometimes. And if I could add to that, it's that symbol. It's those lines and the circle.
Uh-huh.
And I would say it's an ancient tool to help us know ourselves better and to help us understand the world better. It's also an understanding of process. Like there are some Enneagram purists that say, oh, don't use it for a personality type tool, use it just to explain process. But it's all of those things, and it really is ancient. Somebody sent me a message yesterday via email about how it's kind of like if you figure out what your number is, it's like you put the key in the right car. Like you wouldn't take my car key. Well, I have a push button, but anyway, if I had a car key, you wouldn't take my car key and put it in your car. It wouldn't work. But if you kind of have a sense of who you are, you can relate to the world in a more effective way. And if you also understand a bit about who others are, without pigeonholing them, of course, you can understand a bit more about how others are relating to you. Jean will have some stories about that, I'm sure, as we get into that.
I do.
But,
and if you want to click on the next slide,
sure,
Bonnie, we
sure.
can. This shows the Enneagram line circles and the centers of intelligence. There are 3 centers of intelligence, which all of the 9 numbers fall into. There is the body center, which is the doing center. There's the heart center, which Reverend Bonnie is in, which is the feeling center. And there's the thinking center, which I'm a 5 also. That's where the rest we would fit. The other lines are just representative of that energy. Heart energy, thinking energy, and body energy. But that's what the lines represent.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Centers of intelligence.
The circle was the last thing that was added. I think we liked completion in things, But originally there was no circle with the Enneagram. It was just the lines.
Perhaps it was like that old quote that God is a circle whose center is everywhere, but circumference is nowhere. Maybe that's why it was added last. They didn't want to put the illusion of circumference with God in there, right?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have anything more to say about that slide?
Nope.
Okay. So let's talk about this one. Wholeness, heart, mind, and body.
Okay, so the body center brings groundedness.
And who are the body people?
8, 9, and 1
Okay.
are the grounded people.
Okay.
The empathic people, the feeling people, the heart people, are 2s, 3s, and 4s. And the thinking people, mindful on this chart, are 5s, 6s, and 7s. We need them all, and you see the overlap. Just because I'm in the head center doesn't mean that I don't go to my heart and, I don't try to get grounded. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that's where I go first. That's my first line of defense.
That's your first line of defense, okay. So if say a problem was presented to a heart, head, and a body person, how might we react to that?
Well, a heart person would just go and want to hug you and say it's going to be okay. This is not going to last forever. A head person would step back and say, let me think about this a little bit. Let me see if I can solve your problem for you. And a body person, except with the exception of 9s, but an 8 or a 1 would say, I'm going to take care of this for you.
Oh.
I'm going to step into this situation and help in that
and
way.
Fix it up. Yeah. Now, who are the 8 and 9 people? we want your number. Okay. Yeah. And sorry, the 8s and 1s. Now, what would the 9 do differently?
The 9s also, because 9s are a withdrawn type, as are 5s and 4s. You wouldn't know it by us, would you? But 9s are withdrawn, and so they need to step back and not step right in.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Is anybody who doesn't know the Enneagram recognizing yourself as a heart, head, or body person? Just intuitively. Sometimes you can feel it. You know, just to riff a little bit on what Jean was saying, I didn't know that I was a 4. I thought I was like a 2, like compassionate and helping and whatnot. But I just listened to was listening to a podcast or a lecture by Father Richard Rohr, who's a Franciscan mystic. He's in our choir, by the way. He's over there, right next to Rupert Spira. Hey, Richard.
Also a good one.
He's a good one. That's right. Yeah. He mentioned that, and he was talking about the different types. And when he got to the 4s, he said, 4s have a love-hate relationship with the spotlight. And I'm like, oh, got me. Got me, because, you know, I don't want to be the center of attention, and yet I keep picking careers where I have to be on stage and, you know, be the center of attention. So if you study the Enneagram and learn a lot about it, something will jump out at you, and you'll know what you are. And then as I started anchoring in my 4-ness, I started recognizing more some of the qualities of 4, which has been actually very helpful for me in navigating life. I don't mean, go ahead.
If I could just interject
Yes.
a little something there, Reverend Bonnie. Taking the Enneagram test is really important because it gives you a toe in the water. It gives you a starting point. But sometimes you're not going to be what you test. When we test, sometimes we answer the questions in a way that we think we would like to be, or we think we want to be, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it's only when you get in a group of people who are so clear on what their strategy is that you find home and you resonate with it.
Yeah, so when you do classes sometimes, Jean, as I recall, you say that you put all the 4s together, you put all the 3s together, you put all the 9s together?
For, if we have a panel, and you can go online, Beatrice Chestnut, PhD, has the best panels if you know what your number is.
And we have that information for you in the back, by the way. We've got places where you can go online to take the test and learn more about this.
She has wonderful panels, and so I would check out the 5 panel on YouTube. You find home. I mean, just the way it's like that person lives inside of me. Inside my skin, knows what I feel and think and how I really am.
Do you find other 5s annoying sometimes, though? Okay. Because, you know, no offense to any of the 4s here. None of the 4s here annoy me, but sometimes if I'm with a really hardcore 4, okay.
Well, I have a 4 wing. I have a really
Yeah.
strong 4 wing, and so I'm
So you get
comfortable. I'm comfortable there. But there are other numbers that you're just not going to be comfortable with, and then to find out, why am I not?
Yeah.
Can I be curious about this instead of trying to make this person be like I am?
Oh, yeah, that. Ooh, yeah.
How
many
boring
of you,
would that
yes,
be?
How many of you have had to try to make somebody be more like you? Just show of pinkies. Okay.
I love
Yeah.
these honest people.
Yeah, I know. Is now a good time to tell the story about raising your children?
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. I wish I had known about the Enneagram when I was raising my children. They were all born in the 60s. So different. I have 4 daughters. They're each one very, very different. And of course, I tried to raise them the same, to be fair to each child. Knowing what I know now, that's not fair at all. I would do it very differently. Of course, grandchildren and great-grandchildren give you an opportunity for do-overs, but I would raise my children differently. Yeah.
Did you try and mold them in the image of a 5? Or approach them as a 5 would?
I don't think so, but I have 2 heart children and 2 body children, no head children at all, so it must have been pretty miserable for them, you know? Must have been pretty hard.
And yet they seem to love you. They show up at your classes.
They do.
So it's a
They
beautiful
do.
thing. Yeah.
And I love them.
I love them too. I don't even know them, but I love the ones that I've met. They're great. Yeah. And I love her cats. She's got great cats, by the way. Really good cats. Okay, should we move to the next one?
Sure.
Okay. So this is the one about communication. So how does the Enneagram help you in communication?
Well, the first thing it helps with is to understand that the world doesn't see the world as I am, and I waste so much energy trying to throw that line out in there, trying to get people to see things the way I see them. I think the country's in kind of the shape it's in now because some of that's happened. But if I can know myself better, and I can tell the truth about who I am to all of you, warts and all, not hold any of it back because for fear that you won't like me if I tell you what's true about me, then I'm communicating on a deeper level. And it also opens the space for you to communicate that way with me. So that's the beginning, I think.
Yeah.
Deep listening to each other, not thinking about what you're going to respond. Because in the speaking, people give us clues. Head people will give you thinking clues like, well, let me think about that. Or, I don't think so. Those kinds of things. Heart people are always going to tell you how they feel. Listen to that. It's really important. And body people want to do something. They come from an intuitive place. They're feeling also, but the feeling's from the gut. It's not heart feeling.
So that means that if you're a feeling person and you're communicating with the one person, the one person might come in and try and offer a solution, and the feeling person may not be ready to hear the solution yet. They just want to feel what they're feeling. Is that correct?
That's correct. And also, the one person might think that this person's all feelings and can plan ahead and take care of business.
Yeah.
So that's how those subtle little things, the way we are in our relationships, are critical, I think.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it sounds like you're inviting us to know who we are, tell the truth about who we are, but also give people the spaciousness to be who they are.
That's right.
That's a tall order. That's a lifetime of work, isn't it? Yeah. Anybody have that down pat? Just let me know. We'll interview you next time. Okay?
And certainly not me, Bonnie.
Okay,
I'm not an
good to know.
expert. No.
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next one?
Sure.
The next one. Oh, the Enneagram of personality. So tell us about that slide.
So this is kind of interesting, I think. One's where you see the balances, the justice scales. They're self-righteous. They look for justice in everything, doing things the right way. Two people, that's the heart. They come from that place of relationship where the heart's the most important. Relationship is absolutely the most important thing to them. Threes, that where you see the trophy, that's achievement. Threes, the threes are pretty easy for me to spot. My third daughter is a 3. They dress a certain way. They have a certain amount of achievements that they have. They have scholarships. They have all kinds of trophies. 3s are pretty easy to spot. 4s are the artists. That's very creative. And I've noticed a lot of things around here, Bonnie, that I've not seen in other spiritual centers that are really creative. They've got that touch that I haven't noticed in any of the other centers I've been in. So thank you for that.
Oh, sure.
5 is the investigator. I need more information. For me, it was finally I'm 82, I'll be 83 on my next birthday. For me, it was finally getting to a place where I thought I knew enough I could talk. That I could tell you anything, you know. I'm always looking for that last definitive piece of information. 6s are the security people. A lot of firemen, a lot of policemen, people who want to save lives and do that kind of protection. A lot of military are 6s as well. Everybody loves a gingerbread man. Run as fast as you can. 7s are the broadest spectrum on the Enneagram. I mean, more is better. They never have enough. They don't go so deep sometimes. That's the work of a 7, is to go deep and not so wide. The 5th is an 8. Justice, protection, hard to be vulnerable. Mother bear, if you have children, 8s are real mother bears. 2s are too, but 8s especially. And then 9 is the dove. We see the 9 as a peacemaker. That is an anger center. The body center is an anger center, and we never think of 9s as being angry about anything because they hold everything inside. So, but they're good mediators, really good mediators.
When you were speaking about 8s, the fist, when I studied a little bit with Richard Groves, who's a well-known Enneagram teacher, and he said that Mother Teresa is an 8, that she could get stuff done. She was determined and she could get stuff done. So it's a.
Oh, and also Hildegard of Bingen, a good 8, back in the Inquisition, stood up to the Pope. Oh. That's pretty powerful.
That's pretty powerful. Good for her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I know why people are having trouble hearing me, because my mic is not anchored. Okay. So, are you ready for the next slide? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
So this is the good stuff. This is what you've got to offer to the world. And this is why I think it's important to have 9 members. Well, we've got 9 members on the Supreme Court, but I don't think we're all these numbers. But whether you have a board of trustees, board of directors, if you had one of these representations on your board, how whole and complete would that be? With ones, you'd have integrity. They'd let nothing slip by. 2, you'd have love. You'd have that solid glue that holds everything together. 3, value. Value for what's been done, for what we're doing, for what we're going to do. 4 is the depth. Let's go deeper here and see if maybe it's not good for just this generation, but maybe those 7 generations that are to come after us. Mm-hmm. And 5 is insight. Maybe seeing a little speck of something that can be broadened and enhanced. 6 is truth. Just stand in truth, no matter, we'll accept nothing less than that. 7 is to be free. That's what we all want anyway. Just to be free in our own skin, in our own bodies, in our own circles, in our own space, in our own centers. And 8 is the power to do all of those things that are so important. And 9 is harmony. Let's all get along. Like Rodney King said, can't we just all get along?
Can't we all just get along? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Have you ever been in a group that's had all 9?
That has had a lot of 9s.
That's had all 9 types. That's conscious.
Oh, yes, because I also did the Richard Groves Enneagram retreats. Uh-huh. And he always has all of the types. All of the types. We all sit on a stage in a line together, and you feel that energy. You know whether you belong there or not.
Yeah, interesting. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's Ruby. Wonder what Ruby is.
I think I'd like to tell you a little personal story, if I could, about the different types, because two of my daughters took an Enneagram workshop with me back, I think it was 2007, something like that. And we met at an Anglican church in the Valley. It was an all-day happening, and they asked us to bring our lunches, which we did. So I have one daughter's a 2 and one daughter's a 1, and of course I've already told you that I'm a 5, so all styles were represented. When it came time for lunch, well, we had a blanket, and we'd each prepared something, and we'd spread it out on the grass. And my daughter, who's the 2, noticed this person coming out who was all by herself, had her lunch, but wasn't with anybody. She jumped up, went to her, and invited her to come to join us. Well, my other daughter and I, we made space and we welcomed her, but we were not the 2 that jumped up to have her come and be with us. It's that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, you ready for the next one?
I am.
Okay. So the next one is about
So we're more than a number. A number is an easy thing to get. It's easy to remember, a number. But alternate titles that you could give for each one, a 1 would be a champion of good. 2 would be a hidden warrior. 3, empowering motivator. Tony Robbins is a good 3 to recognize. 4 are the meaning makers. 5's sound counsel. 6, trusted integrators. They're great team players, 6s. 7s are illuminators of possibility. They see far and wide. 8 defend justice. We need a lot of that for sure. And 9s are secret gurus.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah. Do you know other famous people that are those numbers? I know you said Tony Robbins is a 3. Do you know any famous ones?
Well, we've already said Richard Rohr.
Is a 1. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember people names that people would know.
Any famous 2s?
2. Beatrice Chestnut is a 2, and I invite you to get to know that name better. She'll be on. She's listed on the information sheet that you can pick up in the hallway. She's a great 2, and she writes from that heart, and her inquiries are heart inquiries, so she's a wonderful 2. 3, Tony Robbins. 4, Thomas Merton.
Thomas Merton, yeah.
Thomas Merton is 4.
Also, people have told me that Joni Mitchell is a 4.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
She acts like a 4.
Yeah.
She finds a lot of, she finds meaning. She finds a lot of depth and meaning, so that's what. Thank you. Who said that? Oh, good. Yeah, she is. Hi. She is awesome. Yeah. 5s?
5s, Einstein was reportedly a 5. 6, can I think of a good 6?
General Patton.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he borders on being an 8, however.
Okay. Good to know. Well, you said protective people. You know, also, I recall you saying that 6s are very loyal as well.
They're very loyal.
Which is, reminds when you were talking about the firemen and the policemen. That's a very loyal cadre of beings there, and military as well. Very loyal.
Very loyal calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 8's defenders of justice. Martin Luther King.
What about 7? 7.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
How about Walt Disney?
Walt Disney. Yeah.
Martin Luther King. 8. 9, President Obama was a 9.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Peacemaker. Yeah. Yeah. So, So I don't know if you approve of this video, but another really fun thing to do is to Google the Enneagram shops at Target, and it shows one of our practitioners introduced that to me, and it shows the different types of how they shop at Target, and I'll show you some of them. I remember, well, the 4 is like smelling candles, going, this reminds me of a good healing cry, and the 7 gets all the hula hoops out, and she's all woohoo like that, and I think the 6, who sometimes the 6s sometimes are very cautious. She's like saying, well, I don't play tennis, but tennis elbow could strike at any time, so I'm going to put these tennis elbow bandages into my cart. One of them is calling the manager. I think the 8 is calling the manager. So it's like that, do you like that video?
So, oh yeah,
Okay.
it's a funny video.
Yeah.
I would just encourage you to find out in depth who you are first.
Well, that's a very mature point. But I'm a 4 and you're a 5, and we're
That's
still
right.
friends, so it's okay. Yeah, all righty. So I think we've got, let's see, we've got the alternative titles, you said those, right? Yeah, and then we've got, I think this is, don't write this down, we've got this information for you out in the social hall about how to find more information about this if you're interested. Reverend Jean is doing a Zoom workshop on the 20th, which is a Saturday morning, and she's on Zoom, and It's priceless pricing, which means basically a donation if you want to attend. All the information about how to get to that is out in the social hall. Also, Beatrice Chestnut, who Reverend Jean has mentioned several times, and also links to take the test. So you can get an inkling as to maybe what type you are. But again, the more you study it, the more you sort of resonate with your type. One more story about me, being a 4 or whatever. When Richard Groves was when I went to his workshop, it was up at Casa de Maria when they were still doing workshops there. And one of our practitioners and I, she's also a 4, we went up to him and we were saying, we'd really like you to come and teach something at our church. And then he was saying, maybe, whatever. And then, a lot of stuff happened, like the pandemic. And right before we left him, we said to him, we're 4s. And he goes, I know. Like, I guess about a 4 mile away. So there's that. Anyway, so that's also more data for you that you can get in the social hall. Reverend Jean also does classes on her own on Mondays, so those are wonderful, I've heard. And then just a fun one to end with.
This is just for fun, and it's our closing. The birds of a feather. One you can associate with a hummingbird.
Because
they're agile and they're in control of the moment and they're taking care of everything. Bluebirds, friendly and sweet. Just love those bluebirds.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. And a 3, the flamingo. You know, poised and elegant, colorful, noticeable.
Okay.
4,
What?
Poopsie.
I don't know what that is.
It's a bird that is in a category all by itself.
Oh, okay.
Very special and very unique.
Oh, why, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to have to Google that. Yeah.
5 is an owl.
An owl because they're wise.
Wise and alert. 6, a swallow, protective and symbolizes safety, for sure.
Okay.
Parrot, fun and talkative. You can't have a party without inviting a 7.
Parrots bite, though. Bite.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I've been bitten by
You don't have to get so close to a
Oh,
7.
okay.
Just invite them to the party.
Okay, they'll get it all stirred up. Okay.
An 8 is a bald eagle, strong and fierce. And a dove, calm and peaceful.
A peacemaker.
That's all on the outside, folks. They're not so peaceful on the inside.
Aw, that's so sweet. Well, tell us, what's the most important thing you want us to know?
The most important thing I would like you to know that the Enneagram is 1/3 choice, 1/3 how you were dropped into the family, and we can choose. We can choice.
Nature?
Nature, nurture, and choice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Choice, we've got a 33% chance of changing things for ourselves. Some of the stuff's pretty static, how we came into the world. But if we can just listen and pay attention, then we can see ourselves how we really are, warts and all, and others how they really are. So that's the most important thing. Listen more than you talk.
Oh, yeah, that's good, too. Yeah, thank you for that. Well, thanks, everybody. I hope you've learned something today. And Reverend Jean, thank you so much. Let's
thank
give you some
you.
love.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have to get down here too.
Oh, yes. You're okay? Can I help you? Okay. Here we go.
That is a big step.
It is a big step. And you're wearing high heels. You okay with that one? Okay.
Usually.
Good to know. All righty. Okay, so let us pray. And so we turn within and just trust and know that wisdom has been spoken here today. The wisdom of a 5. How wise is that, right? And so we just turn within and just trust that beautiful, beautiful essence that is spirit, that is love, that is right here, right now, living and moving and having its being in this sacred time together. For God is love, God is peace, God is power, God is joy. God is all of these things and so much more. And God is within each and every one of us. And so I anchor in that presence. I anchor in the knowing that God is one with me and I am one with God. And when I say I mean all of us, that there truly is only one of us here. that goes by the name I Am. And so, knowing that this is so, I speak my word for a greater and deeper realization of the truth of who we are, and for the wisdom that we've embodied today, that we absorbed, that it may bless our lives, and that we may take this blessing and ripple it out to bless other lives as well. Because life is a blessing, and the more that we know that, the more blessed we are, and the more of a blessing we are, and then the whole world becomes a blessing, because it already is. We just open our eyes so that we can see it. So if anybody is struggling, again, I invite you to just let that go and be in the blessedness of who you are right now. You can pick it up again if you need it, but know also that there's always the option of letting it go and trusting and letting God. And in this place of service and in this place of peace, I give thanks for everything that has happened today. I give thanks for our speaker, for our singer, for all of the many hands that went into creating this time together. And I give thanks for the transformation that I know is happening within this center, both collectively and individually. I bless the center, and I bless all paths to God, churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, fundamentalists, atheists, agnostics, gurdwaras. I bless all of them, for all of them are a blessing. And with a heart filled with hope and happiness and so much love, I say thank you, Spirit, thank you, love, and I release these words into the divine mystery. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Ooh.
I think this song is in the range of 2, 3, and 4.
You can feel it if you open up your heart. And you can see it if you open up your heart. And you can hear it, well, if you open up your heart. And you can be it, yes, if you open up your heart. Well, you can feel the beat of love every minute. It's calling out your name. And you can hear the sound of peace in the water. It's dripping on your window pane. And you can see the light of hope in a rainbow shining just for you. And you can be the one who dares to make a difference in the little things that you do. Oh, you can feel it, oh, if you open up your heart. Well, you can hear it, oh, if you open up your heart. Well, and you can see it if you open up your heart. Yeah, 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 and you can be it if you open up your heart. Hey, let's go to the bridge. So much of life is wasted on misery that tears us apart. Oh, true happiness is yours and you feel it when you open up your heart. You can feel it if you open up your heart. Yeah, oh, yeah, you can see it. Oh, if you open up your heart. Oh, you can hear it all around you when you open up your heart. Yeah, open up your heart and you can be it if you open up your heart. Everybody, we're gonna sing this together. Open up your heart. Oh, open up your heart. Let me hear some 3s and 4s on here. Open up your heart. You know we gotta open up your heart. Everybody come on in. Open up your heart. Oh, open up your heart. Make the world a better place. Open up your heart. Everybody, open up your heart. Open up your heart. You better open up your heart. Hey, open up your heart. Last time, open up your heart. Come on, last time. Open
Yay, Tina. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. We're so blessed. Okay, some quick announcements. Yeah, okay. Pardon me. Alrighty, so let's see who's getting the flowers today. This is very exciting. Just almost like the Academy Awards, right? Okay. The flowers today go to Reverend Jean Hoffman. Thank you for being part of our center and for sharing all of your knowledge with us. Thank you so much. I know you like flowers too. I know you do. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we've got some ambassadors here today. We have a new ambassador sitting over there. That's Miss Rina, and we've got a couple others too. Kim is over there, and Jeanette. The ambassadors are like, if you're new here and you've got questions about the church, or if you need to know where the restroom is, or if you need to know anything, they can direct you in the right path. Okay. So talk to them after the service, and they would love to help you. The Enneagram number 3 workshop is being facilitated by Reverend Jean. There's information about that back in the social hall. We've got flyers that look like this, how to begin, and then information about the class. This side has information about various links that you can check, and this side has the class information. Okay? And then we've also got a celebration of life for Fred Mondragon. That is in the afternoon on August 20th. Fred Mondragon was one of our practitioners that passed away during the pandemic, not from COVID, but we still delayed his memorial because we knew a lot of people would want to come. So everybody's welcome. Fred Mondragon's memorial, August 20th at, I believe it's 1 p.m. Yard unsale, okay? This is when we've been talking about prosperity and cleaning out our closets and whatnot, okay? So I'm sure everybody's cleaning out their closets. They're not here today, but somebody last week said that he had a bone to pick with me, which, I love to hear, right? And he said, you're keeping me up at night because I keep thinking about which closets to clean next. Okay? Now, I want you all to take a page from that man's book because we start releasing our old stuff and it creates spaciousness for new goodness to come in. So clean out your closets, bring your stuff to the center, and one of our youth or Jennifer or somebody will direct you as to where we can store all that stuff. There's a new foundational level class coming. It's called Spiritual Principles and Practices. It's starting Thursday, September 15th, and it's on Zoom. You can check the website. It's in person on the 15th and on Zoom on the 16th. And check the website about that. We have God boxes for giveaways out in the social hall. A God box is when you have a prayer, like a prayer that's really bugging you, right? And if you just write it on a piece of paper and stick it in the God box and forget about it. You give it to God. How many of you got a God box last week? Okay. Just 2? Well, maybe they're not here. Maybe they prayed for a new home and they're someplace else. Who knows? But anyway, it's quite effective. It's a beautiful practice. Outreach, we've got information for that on our website. We're still assisting the folks who are unhoused. Choir rehearsals are today after the service at 11:30, Hearts and Harmony. Everybody is welcome, and they're rehearsing right here in the sanctuary. There are many after-service options. I invite you to go back through either one of those doors to explore them. And if you need a prayer after the service, is a wonderful time to check in with one of our lovely practitioners who are wearing white stoles, and they can pray and get your heart and your mind and your body all centered together so that you're open to receive all of life's beautiful blessings. Let's do some receiving now as we pray together one last time. Here we go. We turn within and celebrate the divine that has been here today. We give thanks for this beautiful, sacred community where we have joined together in this gorgeous sanctuary to lift our hearts and to become even more immersed and devoted in the love that we are. How beautiful it is to know that each of us will go our separate ways, carrying a piece of this community with us and using the love that we discover here to bless the world in wonderful and mystical ways. And so I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for our community. I give thanks for our ongoing growth and expansion. I give thanks for all of the good that we bring into the world. And with a heart filled and fueled by this goodness, I say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, love. And I release these words into the divine. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.